This is Arts and Crafts with Luba Carlson, and in this episode we continue working in the art journal. Last episode we created a page about joy and things that make us happy, and I feel like the other thing that is very important is to maybe look at how we feel about new things that come in our lives and how we deal with that. It really is all about bravery, about not being afraid to make bold marks where we are. And when we create things, when we work and we start with a blank white page, it can be a little bit nerve-wracking knowing where to start. What do I do? What colors should I use? Or if I create a mark that goes from, I don't know, left to right, did I do the right thing? Should I have done something differently? Did I just make a mistake? The joy of creating is exactly that thing. There are no mistakes in art. There are only happy accidents. Yes, I did just quote Bob Ross. But if you look at it from that standpoint, if you look at everything that's happening to us in our lives and maybe consider some things as a happy coincidence, happy accident, something that happened for a good reason, even though maybe sometimes we don't understand it, our lives become a little bit less stressful and a little bit more calm and peaceful. So today, in this episode, I would like for us to reject all the rules. Forget everything we know. Pretend you are a 4-year-old who got access to all of this. You also are not a regular 4-year-old because you do know how these things work, but you're not afraid to try. Don't be afraid to try. Just go for it. Make it happen. So, no plan. Just put things on paper. Be brave and see where this takes you. We will start. So, let me take you through my supplies again, because I have everything here today, pretty much. I have my watercolors, acrylic paints, markers, acrylic paint markers, my water pens for watercolor. I have a little bit of different pages, like a few different pages of scrapbook paper, acrylic paint black markers. What else do I have? Pencils, brushes. So let it go. Exhale, inhale, and let's see what we can do. I feel like I very often start with watercolor, so maybe for this one, I will start with acrylic paint. So I'm going to push this a little bit to the back and grab my palette. Oh, come. Here we are. And I would really like to create some strokes that are bold in color. So I'm going to use the colors that really speak to me, that I really like using, okay? That would be my chrome yellow. And if you've seen my previous episodes, if you ever followed me, anywhere on social media, you probably noticed that I really like bright colors. Bright neons, stuff like that. So that is green oxide that I'm putting here. I am also going to use phthalo green. Phthalo green is the green that is more on the blue side, and if you add white to it, it allows you to create different shades of teal, like peacock teal, colors like that. So I'm going to go with peacock teal here too, because I really like different shades of that. And as you see, I'm not grabbing a whole lot of paint. I don't think I'll need a whole lot of paint. This is something that I picked up recently at the store, and I really want to test this color. See, it's brand new. Let's see how it works. It looks like a good color. Come on. Oh, it doesn't want to cooperate, of course. I should have done it beforehand. Oh, here we are. Here we are. All right. Whoa, that one was eager to get out. Beautiful. And I am going to add a little dot of white to every color here to just help it be less transparent. I don't think that pink needs a lot of any white. It looks like it has a whole lot of white in it. All right, now as for my brushes, for big strokes, you need a big brush, right? So let's go see. I have this. This is a 1-inch flat brush, and it will be perfect for big strokes. 3/4 flat brush. I think I'll just stick to that and what I already have on the table. So I also have, this would be a size 6, I think, round, a liner round, a small round, and I think this is a size 4 flat brush for details, if I decide to do any details. Now, as I'm looking at this, I'm like, I need to share this with you guys. Sometimes brushes will start to separate. I don't know if, I hope you can see this. You see how this brush is all separated. So the easiest way to fix this, just put it in the water and then squeeze it. Squeeze it in the direction you want the bristles to stick back together, and just let it rest a little bit, and it will help you keep your brushes in a more pristine condition. Okay. Let's go for our bold strokes. What are we gonna do? First of all, grab your large brush and you're gonna put it in the water, squeeze on the side of the jar, and then I really like to take the water out on the paper towel, as much water as I can, because I really want paint on my brush, not water. And I'm just gonna go into my first color. How about I'll start with yellow? There's some white in there, and that's good. I'll just mix it all together like that. Right? And now we have to be bold and brave. Ooh. I do get this, like I get this a little bit of a butterfly in my stomach, like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna start? Is this gonna look okay? Yes, it's gonna look okay. It's just an art journal. It's the place to play. It's where I wanna be to play. There's no judgment. There's no good or bad. It's just the process of putting color, texture, lines, whatever it is that talks to you on paper in your journal. I like that. Let's maybe do a circle. Why? I don't know. Just felt good. And maybe over here, I'll do things like this. They're like little squares, I guess. Just press your brush down. This is what I do. Just press it down. My goal is to use up all of that yellow. What I really like about acrylics also is that once they dry, you can paint right over them, and that's what I plan to do. Get layers of color. And maybe let's do some on this side. I don't know, it feels right to kind of balance it. This is so sunny. I just love this color. Chrome yellow. Makes everything so bright. And I like to lay it down first, because then when it gets covered and, you know, other colors get on top of it, you can still see it, and it looks to me like glimpses of sunlight. Okay, now I'm gonna go back and just kind of pick up the little blobs that would be texture, but I really want my paint to dry a little bit faster today, just for the sake of the show. And so that's what I'm doing. You can leave those, absolutely. They will, if you layer, they will mix in other colors and it will also look beautiful. All right. So I really like to wipe my brush on the paper towel before I rinse it, before I put it in a jar with water. It really keeps my water cleaner and it just allows me to use the water longer. Okay, I'm gonna switch my brush. I'm gonna go to the next size smaller. This is a 3/4 flash, 3/4 flat. Again, it goes in the water. You always want to put water on your brush first. It helps keep the paint off the bristles, so to speak, so the paint goes on the paper and doesn't stick to bristles so bad. Getting the water out. So it's just a damp brush. And let's see. Well, I'm just going to go and follow the circle. Why not? Here's some of my green oxide. Let's see what we can do with that. What should we do with this, huh? Questions, right? Decisions. Well, marks, right? Brave marks. Be brave. Okay, so I'm going to be brave. I'm just going to do this. And then go back, deal with the blobs. Oh, I like that. I like this dry brush effect over here. It looks interesting. So I'll just continue, you know. Maybe start from here. Be brave and make marks. Oh, that happened almost symmetrical. How interesting. I didn't plan it this way. Okay. Let's maybe, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to stand my brush up like this and create another squiggly line, but that's going to be different. It's going to be a different ribbon, different kind of a ribbon. Just move on. And then I'm going to back to this because I want it off the page there. And I want this to be kind of off the page so that it shows like the movement that is not, it didn't just stop. I guess that's, I'm just going to bring it all to here. Yeah. And if you remember, if you made your journal with me, this, all the pages are connected with just regular office tape. And what's good about that and what we're doing right now is that acrylic paint will paint right over that office tape. So it's not going to be, it's not bead on that, it'll just paint right on top of it. But if you use watercolor on that, it will not stick. So just something to know. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the green here. I'm going to clean my brush. And then I'm going to move on to my medium size round brush, the one that I think is size 6. Maybe it's 8. I don't know. They're not really marked, so I'm not sure. So I'm going to put it in the water again and get the water out. Different tip, different strokes, different options. So let's get into that phthalo green. Oh, look at this. It's like, what did just happen to this color? How pretty. And to me, when I use round brushes, to me, it's like, it's flowers. It's always flowers, organic shapes, things like that. So I think I'm going to start with some leaves because I can. So just press it down and lift. See? Just fill your brush with paint, find a spot, press, drag, and lift. And there we have a leaf. And we can make them a little bit curvy. Press, and then just curve it. See, that looks a little bit more organic. And I'm not gonna worry about making them super perfect, but I am gonna worry about blobs because, yeah, we talked about that. If you happen to create some blobs, again, just use a blow dryer. If you want to add more color right on top and not have colors blend and mix and drag and just stay right on top of each other. If that's the goal, then just dry it. Take the time and just continue with your chosen pattern. See, like over here, I just moved the leaf a little bit, just made it a little bit curvy here to just fit on the page. And as I'm going down with the branch, if you noticed, my leaves are getting a little bit bigger, closer to the base of the branch. That's because that's how it usually happens in nature, right? And so I think I just need one more right here. There. Yes. And now I'm gonna make sure that I just have paint on the tip, that I want a lot of paint on the tip. So I do that by loading my brush. So here I load my brush and then I twirl it on the side and kind of lift it. And this way the paint goes to the tip. Oh, there is something stuck on the tip. I do not want that, so I'm gonna clean that first. And then I'm resting my hand on my pinky to have some more control of what's happening. And I'm just gonna create a very, very light, faint stem. Just kind of a, an idea that there is a stem. And go back a little bit, pick up some of the extras. Some of the excess that I really do not want to have here. And here we go. I am happy with this one. So wipe it off, wipe the brush off, clean it. I don't even know if I'm gonna get to like all the other supplies I have here, because I really like what's happening here. Just making bold marks on paper seems the right thing to do. Now I'm switching to my small flat. Let's see where this will take us. And mixing this in, and this is a lighter, much lighter. Well, this is supposed to be peacock teal. I don't know, it seems just like light blue to me. Okay. I want to go into some of the yellow squares and just add things like that. Just make some marks. Doesn't have to be each square that has it. I'm looking for squares that don't have a lot of green on them. I don't know why. It's just something that I want to do. Then maybe, oh, right here, look at that. These could use that same mark. So from art standpoint, if you're creating marks on paper, the repetition is what makes composition in a way, especially in abstract pieces like this one. You want to repeat the colors, repeat patterns. The more repetition there is, the easier it is to kind of stay with it. If you're looking at something like this. Okay, so this one is going to rest. See, I really have to squeeze it together. It got real angry with me. And I'm gonna switch to my tiny But I'm going back. I'm going back to the green that I used on this flower leaf over here. I'm going back to this phthalo green because I want to add another. I want to add another one to kind of balance it out a little bit. So to balance this out, I could add something coming from here to kind of, this is very heavy, this is not, yeah? Or I could add something from here. Or I can add something that is the same color, but not the same thing, if you know what I mean. So I am going to be using the same color, but I'm going to be using a whole different shape to go with it. To just, oh, I just put my hand in the wet paint. Oh well. Okay, I just want to add a little bit, like a few bubbles. Let's see how that goes. At some point when you work on something like this, at some point, like when you start, it's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what to put on here, right? Like, I had the same problem when I started, but as you keep going, you start to notice things and you start to see that, oh, I think I'd like to add something over here, and I think it's going to be that. What I'm talking about is that I noticed that this square sits here empty, and I kind of did the, you know, all the squares that didn't have any green on them. I kind of gave them that teal. This brush is still damp, so it's okay to use it without putting it in the water. And so I'm gonna go back to this kind of teal, bluish, it's hard to say, and just add it to here. Okay. Well, look at this. I've used every color except for pink. And I also used every brush. What should I do now? I don't know. Oh, I do know. I'm gonna grab my eraser and use it as a stamp. So this end is probably way too sharp. I don't want it. But I think I can use this one as a stamp. Why not? So grab my pink. What's important to do here is to offload, because see how the color like kind of builds up on that. So unless you go in for texture, you want to offload. So you grab the color and then you offload it on the side a little bit. And then you go in and you make stamps. Get some more color and just keep going. I have no idea what these things are, but I like them. Did you ever use your eraser as a painting tool? We can use all of the things around us to do this. Maybe here. Okay, that looks lost a little bit. I really like to go, I'm gonna bring them down a little over here so that they're not just hanging in the air. That's kind of what I like. And I really like how some of them have a lot of paint on them and some of them do not. I'm going back to the heavy ones and just stealing the paint from them. Maybe here. I like that. Okay. Ooh. That's nice. Now the question is, do I want to level it a little bit? Do I want to add more pink on the other side? I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna stay with that. Clean my eraser because it's still an eraser, you know? Still have to use it. But I feel like this is a good start. This is a good start of something, right? So from here, we have a good base. What would you like to do with this? What calls your name? Would you rather maybe use acrylic markers and add smaller detail? Would you use a Sharpie and maybe trace things? Or maybe you could write some words and some inspirational things on the ribbons. Maybe you would like to use some scrapbook paper and just add another layer and keep layering and layering things on here. There are so many options of what we can do. Now, what I want to do here is I want to use my white marker real quick. And this one is oil-based white paint marker. Always shake them and always check the tip so that it's wet. This one is super wet. I am not gonna press it because it can run, okay? I need to be very mindful about my pink because it is super wet. I'm gonna go into these little squares and just add a little bit of white to them, just little details. Little details go a long way with things like this. See? We can do that. And we can do all of them like this, or you can just do a couple. Don't make them all look the same. Just grab a few of them. Okay, the circles, you can turn them into something. I'm gonna use the other side, the thicker. Oh, yep, that was so wet. That's good. And just add some dots. I will tell you that normally creating a page like this would probably take me an hour and a half to maybe 2 hours. So it's okay to stop somewhere midway and then come back to it. I am going to stop right here, right now. This is a very good start to get you going and see what you can do here to elevate it and to make it yours. I'm very excited to learn maybe what you create. So please do send me your work. Take a picture of your journal and just send it. I would really like to see that. And I'll see you in the next episode.